Fuck it.
Is that the saying?
That's the saying. The saying is, fuck it, we'll do it live. Only I don't think he says it like that. he says it with a little bit more, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah. I believe it was Jack London that said that, or Robert Frost. I can't remember.
Yeah, Walt Whitman. It was in Leaves and Grass.
Yeah. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. You ready, Steve?
Yes, sir.
You are? All right.
I am.
All right, let's mute Steve and we'll start this little fucking ditty.
Once a week, three laddies come together from distant lands to talk about Bigfeet, Martians, ghosts, time travel, chupacabras, and the Sweetwater legend.
I think we're all huge fans of the Sweetwater legend.
This is the Fortean Slip with your host, Chris York.
Say no to Quaaludes? Fuck no. Wait a minute. No. Say yes.
Co-host, Steve Alcorn.
Like, take a break, shut my camera off, go
outside.
And sometimes special guest, Matt Knapp.
Just accept it for what it is and just watch it and enjoy it.
They don't know who you are. They don't know what you want. If you're looking for entertainment, you may have come to the wrong podcast. But what they do have is a very particular set of skills.
There are no cows.
No cows.
No.
No cows were harmed in the making of this incident. We often wish that your relationship went much like that of the praying mantis.
I thought that was a reference to everything being green.
Yeah, sure you did. Carry on, gentlemen. I'm going to do something else for a little while.
Wow, Steve, would you like us to stop the program so you continue to do your shit?
You're about to witness the strength of creep knowledge.
Howdy, and welcome to the Fortean Slip. This is episode 143. We are in the Matrix. Deep in the fucking Matrix. I'm pretty sure. After everything that's gone on, this is nothing more than a video game. Steve, fucking Ready Player One.
Yeah. Not even a fun video game.
You haven't been having any fun?
I don't know.
No? I figured you would be.
There were parts of...
You're selling all kinds of wacky shit, having a good time.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
But, the downside is I could catch COVIDs and die.
You could.
I could.
It's a possibility, I guess.
So.
What's going on with your green screen? Did you just give up, or?
The lighting in this room, I have to figure out better.
Yeah, you got to do something.
I don't see you have all that fuzziness on your microphone there. I don't like that. So
But let's look at this for a second. I mean, does it really count as a green screen if it's at his house? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's just one of his curtains.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know why he just didn't point the fucking camera at a wall.
Yeah.
Well, because none of the walls in this office are green. See?
Yet.
Not green. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Did you run out of paint?
Matt, you touched on something there.
Not green. Not green.
Oh, it's gonna be. It's gonna be. I have a feeling. Green's coming.
Oh, it will be, because then I can use the whole room as a green screen.
There you go. See, I knew it. That's how she sold him on it, Matt.
And then you can do like virtual walkthroughs of stores you go to.
Oh, that would be cool.
Which we won't mention on the air.
I could do this and I'm walking through.
Yeah. You could be like a weatherman over here on your closeout section.
Ideas. Why would you do that?
I want to do the fake walk like they do. I mean, that's, yeah.
You know what you need to do? You get yourself a treadmill.
Yeah.
No.
Get yourself a treadmill and you take the rails off and you learn how to walk on that fucker without the rails.
Why?
And give us a remote that somehow controls the speed.
Yeah.
I have a treadmill. I have never walked on it.
That thing on like a spinner mat.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
all kinds of cool shit.
We could. Did you ever see that video game controller they came out with that was like that? Where
No.
it was like
I've
a
seen the
circle pad on the floor, and you got into it and hooked up to like a harness and everything. You could like run and like read your body angle and everything. And
Yes, and that was that was a while ago, right?
yeah.
It was fairly basic.
Because another company was like, yeah, we've got this thing called VR where you don't have to do all that. Like, if you really want to run around,
Have that.
man.
Have that. And we've got some really cool stuff that you can do that you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they the VR today, wow. I mean, the stuff that they're doing, I've considered like looking into a system for it. Because it's crazy cool at this point what they've done with it, and the prices on them aren't that bad. Like if you look at it as in comparison to like going out and buying like an Xbox console or a PlayStation 5 or whatever. You know, if I was to just go out and buy a VR set for my computer, for my PC, it's comparable.
I mean, right now it's a race between companies to develop a good quality wireless VR set, and as soon as that hits, everything's going to switch over to VR.
Yeah, it's game over.
Yeah,
yeah, and they're getting really good with it too.
Yeah, they're getting good.
The thing that one of the things that kind of sold me on it was they were like, listen, a lot of people use the VR to watch movies.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what?
That was always my thing as a kid, like thinking about VR, like being inserted into a movie where you could like look around at the scene.
Well, no, it's not even just that though, Matt. But think about it this way, okay? So you go to a movie theater to get the movie theater experience. You put on a VR helmet, you have it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're not watching it on a TV screen.
No.
You're watching it as big as you want in front of you.
Yeah.
Like that's insanely crazy, and I've heard the stuff that they can do with it is just really cool. So and someone was talking about doing VR with like sporting events right now, like putting the cameras and stuff in the seats so that they can watch the game, and that they could put people as like avatars in the seats so you can look around and see the other people that are there.
I mean, the way things are right now, if we do have to adapt to this way of life, VR is going to be the future.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I don't think that this is going to go on forever. I don't. I think maybe for like a year or so.
I don't think it's going to go on forever, but think about all those businesses out there who have figured out, like, look how much money we can save.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I think there's going to be a huge market now for companies that want work from home employees.
It's already started. I mean,
yeah, and it's going to go that direction from now on. I think
lots of big companies have announced that they're shutting down their office buildings because they don't need to use them anymore.
Right. I mean, it's just a waste of money to have a big, expensive office complex at this point.
Yeah, and unless you need to keep like company secrets locked down, or it's a laboratory, or whatever the case may be, they're learning that they can do this stuff off-site.
Yeah.
And just collaborate, because really all they're doing is collaborating anyway. So as long as you're bringing everybody together to collaborate every day and everybody's doing the friggin' work, what's it matter?
Right. Fucking awesome if you think about it.
Yeah, and I think ultimately they could get way more out of people as far as efficiency, productivity. It could work out.
Well, then they could run on a 24-hour clock where you don't necessarily have to come in at 8 a.m. and stay until this time. You can just log in whenever you want to, as long as you get your work done in a 24-hour period.
Right. In some jobs, you could do that.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have other ones where you can't,
Right.
where you're gonna follow, a certain schedule, whatever, whatever the case may be. But I just think that may be a good thing that comes out of this.
Yeah.
What I'm excited about is how quickly did we adapt to this new thing? Where everybody's working from home now. And companies adapted fucking. quick.
Everywhere you go, there's friggin' plexiglass now that's up.
Well, I mean, everybody adapted. I mean, it was quick.
Yeah.
It wasn't like some long
Pretty
drawn-out
seamlessly.
process. Yeah.
Pretty seamlessly. It wasn't just everything shut down like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Well, there was
But
a little bit of that at the
We've been
beginning.
using that system for so long, most of us anyway, with social media and Skype and everything. I mean, now you're just doing it for something other than fun.
Hey, who was already prepared for this whole social distancing thing?
Me.
Gas stations in the ghettos.
True. Very true.
If you've ever been to one, they have to hand you their shit through like a box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Fast food places too.
I think you're going to find more places like that now where the cashier is like behind, something.
Kind of makes sense if you think
And,
about it.
it makes sense in a lot of ways. Yeah.
And I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yeah. A lot of it does make sense. And some of it, kind of makes sense hygienically, I guess. I mean, because there's a lot of these things that we do that are just, we do them because they're habitual things that we've done for generations. And we just continue to do it, like handshaking, or, whatever the case may be.
Well, I don't live in like a crime-ridden city or anything, but most store robberies happen because of the threat that the person can like harm you or jump over the counter and hit you with the pistol or whatever. And if you're separated from that person, those type crimes are going to drop significantly.
Yeah, if you're separated by like bulletproof glass.
Yeah, if the guy can't jump over the counter at the Walgreens pharmacy to get his pills, like he's probably just going to leave.
Yeah. And I mean, hey, like that's another big problem too. Like the pharmacy shit that's going on, like pharmacies getting robbed.
Yeah.
Anyone who lives in an area that has an opiate problem knows that their pharmacy has been fucking.
Oh yeah, like our Walgreens get hit up at least once a month.
Hey, am I allowed to give a shout out to somebody in the chat? A very good individual. I'm going to do it.
Are they involved in the reselling community?
They may be.
No.
And did this person get you something?
They did.
Okay, then no.
But it's kind of related. It's Bigfoot socks.
Check those out.
It is Bigfoot socks.
Yeah, laughing.
However,
Picker,
if it's Laughing Picker and they didn't come to my house, then fuck off.
Check those out.
Oh, they're snazzy, man.
I'm thinking it was.
It was Laughing Picker. And I'm very happy. Thank you, sir.
Good for you, Steve.
Hey, you know
Good
what,
stuff,
Steve?
dude.
Your
What?
little resellers community seems a lot nicer than the Bigfoot community.
Oh gosh, yes.
Everybody's always saying hi and complimenting you and sending you
nice to
stuff
people.
and like
They're-
helping you out with
Oh, no,
information.
There are assholes.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you're in it.
Shane's
so,
an
yeah.
asshole. I mean, there are assholes.
Steve
Okay.
Alcorn.
Yes.
I agree.
So, I mean, there definitely are, but it's not as prevalent. Let's put it that way.
So I don't think we've ever seen this person in the chat before. Trouble in Paradise. We've seen them before.
That is.
No. Well,
TIP.
if you're new to the program, earlier Trouble in Paradise posted this. Hi guys, enjoyed a replay yesterday. So I don't know if Trouble in Paradise is a new listener. If so, welcome aboard. We We always like to have our new listeners. We don't have that many, but we do have
First one in months.
a very loyal bunch.
It's probably
yes,
somebody that
yes,
changed their name.
he's a newbie.
Holy shit! What do you know?
How'd you find us? That's what
Yeah, how did you find us? Trouble in Paradise? Do tell. Do tell. Let's go
Probably-
down
it's
the
probably all
road.
me.
Laughing Picker says, glad you like him, Steve.
I know. I do. I love them.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yes, Trouble in Paradise. Let's take a trip down Listener's Corner. How did
It's
you
always good
find
to-
the show? Oh, on Twitter. On fucking Twitter?
Who tweeted us?
Yeah, who the fuck tweeted this?
You don't use
Somebody
Twitter,
was
do you?
talking about the Fortean Slip on Twitter.
On Twitter?
That means it wasn't even us. That means somebody else promoted the show.
Researching Bigfoot shit for our own show.
Oh, see, now we get it.
Okay, here we go.
Wait. Some asshole tweeted it.
Oh,
It
it's
was-
probably me.
It could have been me.
I don't.
It could have
tweet,
been me
but
at that
probably
point.
wasn't me.
That's completely possible. I don't fucking know. Oh shit. Yeah, it's so it's been a week. I am going to address, because I addressed it on the page today, on the like page this morning, that my uncle passed away last night. And we probably won't do like an insanely long show today. And I don't want anybody to think that, I'm cutting the show short because I've got, personal problems with what's going on or anything. And, everything's fine. But it's just been a long day. I had that last night, and then it's Father's Day today. And we went fishing, me, my son, and my father, and my sister and her kids. And so it's just been a fuck of a day. So I'm going to not probably do the longer format this evening.
Your sister
just
and
be-
your was there?
What's that?
Your sister went?
Yeah. Yeah, my youngest sister. She I have two sisters. One lives out of state, and
Right.
one lives here. So yeah, I saw her and my niece and my nephew. My niece just graduated from high school, so because I congratulated her, and we went to a party at her house just recently, because my sister was all worried about like the social distancing and stuff at the graduation party, and when we got there, it was like it wasn't even really a big deal. Like, because the yard's so big, like everybody could put chairs around, and plus, like, the people who knew each other were like, I wasn't going around and hanging out with people I didn't know.
Right.
It was just my family.
That's
You
one
know,
of the
the-
things about social distancing. I mean, who do these motherfuckers snuggle up with all the time? Because like I don't have a problem staying 6 feet away from somebody. Like that's
yeah, like
pretty standard distance.
in public. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't care. Like, I actually like that I don't have to be so close to people now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have an excuse. I feel like Larry David, I
Yeah.
just feel
Good.
like,
Feels
COVID,
really-
sorry.
Yeah, it feels really good. Actually.
Yeah. I mean, because people get up in your shit.
Yeah.
Like, when you're on public and you're
I
in a
hate
line.
close talkers, man.
Oh.
Close
Oh,
talkers
you
and neck
fucking
breathers.
I
Ugh.
don't even like medium
Yeah.
close talkers.
I almost got into a fight with a guy over that.
Ugh. Or people that like spit on you when they talk because they're so
Yeah.
close to you.
Oh, jeez.
Ugh. Get the fuck out.
But why
Yes,
do we wear masks, man?
And before I forget, yes, Will L, happy Father's Day to everybody.
That's the first time today I've been wished a happy Father's Day. Thank you.
Yeah, so
My own
Will,
children did not.
you just wished Steve a happy Father's Day. You made his day. The Sweetwater legend is fucking fulfilled now because of you, Will.
I'm now your daddy.
Yeah. You're not his daddy?
I'm now his daddy. Now I'm
Oh.
his daddy.
I think you were.
Oh, okay.
Would have
I-
been.
Steve missed it by a second.
If he had brought his climbing shoes.
My children
Yeah.
did not wish me a happy Father's Day yet. None of them.
My son got in the car this morning. 'cause
Are we
it-
going down this road?
It was awesome. It was awesome. So, because I asked him yesterday, I was like, "All right, so when can I pick you up in the morning?" Because my son is horrible about getting up. Like 11 a.m. is like the earliest. most of the time, like when school's out. So I'm like, all right, dude, listen, like I want to go fishing with your grandfather. I need you to get up early. And I'm like, can you get up at 7? Can I pick you up at 7? And he's like, yeah, that'll be great. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
You're lying right now.
There ain't a fucking way you're getting up and getting out the door
Yeah.
at 7.
You staying up all night?
So we got up there this morning, 7:00. He comes out of the car. Hey, happy Father's Day. He's like all like bright-eyed and bushy. I couldn't fucking believe it. but then the turn came about, I think it was about like noonish, when he realized that getting up so early fucked him. Because it's like we ate lunch and it just fucking hit him. He's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah. This ain't get up early for breakfast and then go get back in bed.
Yeah.
Get up for the day.
I told him, I said, dude, go home, do it. I don't care what you do. Like, you're going home. Like, I'm like, you're on vacation from school. You don't have to get up tomorrow for school or anything. Have fun. So yeah, we did that. That was fun.
Yeah. Wow.
And other than, I just hung out with my dad, and that was really cool. Which we haven't gone fishing in a long time. It's like the morning was kind of stressful, but other than that, it was all good. It was good times. So
Got a card?
got a card. Yeah, you did.
I did.
You want to talk about that?
Sure. Just a card from the family.
Very nice.
Inside, my stepson signed it.
Nice.
Happy Father's Day, all that, with a smiley face, with his rendition of a cock and balls hanging from the mouth.
Oh, sweet.
And he can't draw worth a shit. So keep in mind, I'm staring at this dick for like 5 minutes trying to like decipher the drawing. Like whenever you look at like a 3-year-old's drawing, you're like, that's a birdie, right? It was like one of the, and I'm like, it can't be a tongue. There's a line going across. There's a separation. And yeah.
I know what that is now.
It was a dick.
Those little lines that's hair on the balls.
That's a penis head.
Oh, my stepson.
It was a very sad penis too. It
It
wasn't
a legend.
It was not legendary status.
Well, there is only one legend.
Hey, have you seen that episode of Family Guy where he Stewie clones himself and the clone's like all fucked up?
No.
Oh.
No, I
Well,
missed
then never mind. Because I was going to say it looks like the clone's penis.
Oh,
Bitch
God.
Stewie.
Hmm?
It was
Yes,
Bitch Stewie. On
Bitch
Family Guy.
Stewie.
Bitch Stewie.
Absolutely. Bitch Stewie's penis was hanging from a smiley face in my Father's Day card today.
That's awesome. That's just what you need. You need a nice dick in your Father's
A
Day.
dick pic in your Father's Day card. Yeah, I agree.
And hey, you know what makes it more special, Matt?
It came from the heart.
He drew it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
He
makes it
didn't,
more
like,
special. You actually got a Father's Day.
I'm willing to bet nobody else can say that they got a drawing of a penis
Hey,
in their Father's
I
Day
did
card.
not.
And Matt, he could have just as easily gone onto the internet, gotten an actual picture of a penis,
Yeah.
put it in the card
Mhm.
instead of drawing it. But he
I've
took
been
the
working
time.
with him on Photoshop.
Yeah. I mean, but he
Look
took
what I
the
learned.
the time to just draw a little cartoon face.
Yeah. Little smiley face.
That means something.
Yeah, it
Treasure
does.
that for the rest of your life.
I would.
Hang it on the fridge.
I'd frame it and put it on my office wall. Like that type of shit is, you don't let go of that.
You don't. Don't. That's very true. It's not something I'm going to let go of. It's the only penis other than my own that I will be holding on to for a long time.
Yes, as you should.
Take
As
grip
you should.
on
I
it.
agree. Steve, don't you wish you got a card like that today?
I wish I got a card.
I know, right? Like, I mean, I didn't even get a car. I got a Happy Father's Day, which I
got
took
a nothing.
because most times getting that out of my son is like, you know, like I got to be like, hey, it's Sunday.
I got a phone call from my son.
And he didn't
But
say Happy
he's-
Father's Day.
No, he has no clue.
Oh, okay.
See,
And then my daughter called me yesterday and said, "Hey, we're having a Father's Day picnic. You're welcome to come if you want to." I'm like, yeah, no.
If you want to,
Yeah. Didn't
You're
invite
not-
me. for
you're not the
meals.
guest of honor at the Father's Day
No.
picnic with your daughter.
I was not.
that's interesting.
You can come if you want to. Like,
Hmm.
okay.
And you
I
didn't
had
go,
better
did you?
Hmm.
I did not end up going. I was on the road. I was busy today. We
Oh.
just got home.
See, I get to use the whole reverse psychology situation with my family since I'm the stepdad. So, like 2 weeks back, I was like,
On the
okay,
same-
guys, Sunday's coming up in 2 weeks. It's Father's Day. Be sure to call your dad, text him. You might want to drive out there and see him or something. Just like, a couple times a week. Don't forget Father's Day coming up.
Hey,
You got to
hey.
work that day. Father's Day's coming up. And for all of that, I got a dick pic.
Dick and balls.
That's what you get, man. That's how it works. I was a prick to my father when I was a kid. Surprise.
What?
I remember one time when I was a teenager. My father had pissed me off so bad. I don't remember what he had done, but I literally drew on a piece of paper. I wrote "My father sucks cock," and drew a cartoon image, and I fucking left it so he'd see it, like purposefully, like a dick, and went to my friend's house, and I'm at my buddy's house, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from my father, and all he says on the phone is, just don't come home tonight. Yeah. That was fucking
I don't even know what to say.
precious moment in my life. Oh shit. My
My card doesn't seem so bad now.
my teenage years were fucking shitty, dude. They were just shitty. But anyway, on to our topic du jour of the evening. We were supposed to get to this last week. Oh, by the way, welcome back, Katie. You're only on your phone this week because you still can't get fucking internet over there at that goddamn Bass Ackwood's place you live in.
Yeah,
What do they got going on?
life.
Did they hook up your cable again and then unhook your internet and then hook up your electricity and unhook your plumbing?
You only get one.
Yeah. It's been a silly little game we're playing, and we've got everything but internet. So we're getting there.
That's funny. But yeah, welcome back, and glad
Thank
you're
you.
getting things back to normal. But yeah, I had stumbled across this story. You said you looked into this too, right, Steve?
I actually read the story. Yeah.
Yeah. So I stumbled across as I was excuse me. I go through videos every so often on YouTube. I get sucked into YouTube loops or rabbit holes. And this one I found I probably like YouTube recommended it because of all the shit that I watch. So I see this thing that says tech CEO, we're in the matrix. And I'm like, oh, whoa, what the fuck? Like, what is this? So I just hit play and start going. And then after I watched it, I was like, what? So I looked into things and I was like, this is kind of weird. So I'll just go into it and then we can talk about it. I don't know how deep you went into it, Steve, but we'll find out as we go. Erin Valenti. Erin Valenti was an intelligent 33-year-old CEO. Her company was called Tinker Ventures. It developed websites and app software for other tech companies, including one that worked with brain interface technology. She lived in Utah with her husband, was hardworking and well-respected. In October 2019, she took a trip to California to visit with friends and attend a conference. The conference was a 3-day workshop for leadership, likened to a Tony Robbins seminar. On the last day of her trip, she had left her friend to head for the airport in her rental car. It was at this time she began making strange phone calls to her husband and parents. They said she spoke fast and erratically, seeming in a manic state and not making much sense. Her mother quoted her saying, "It's all a game. It's a thought experiment. We're in the Matrix." She also said that her car was low on gas and she was going to miss her flight. Her husband and mother took turns staying on the phone with her until midnight when her phone went dead. She missed her flight, and her family called the San Jose Police Department that night. They also contacted Verizon to track her phone and learned that she had been driving around in the same area around the Almaden Expressway all night. Local police cooperated with the family's efforts, but did not make a formal missing persons report for 3 days. But 5 days after she had gone missing, a local reported her rental car being parked in a neighborhood just north of the is that Almaden or Almaden? I don't freaking know.
Almaden.
Expressway. Almaden Expressway. She had been traveling. She was dead in the back seat, but with no signs of assault or injury of any kind. Toxicology would also prove she had no drugs in her system. And like the people in the neighborhood, Katie didn't write this part down, but the people in the neighborhood didn't even, they said it was weird that they didn't even notice that her car was parked there. And like
For days.
Yeah, for days. The autopsy declared her cause of death as natural causes following an acute manic episode, which really doesn't answer anything. Authorities seem to accept it as a mental breakdown of some kind and have not pursued any criminal intent in the case, but her family insists that she has no history of mental illness, substance abuse, or any criminal record. The theories, the autopsy reports point to her having an undiagnosed mental disorder like bipolar or schizophrenia that caused her to commit suicide, but this doesn't quite fit because the manner in which she would have killed herself has not been found. There is no, as far as they can find, there's no cause of death. She died like mysteriously.
Natural causes.
Some people point to the seminar that she attended, suspecting strange mind control tactics that provoked her manic behavior. I tend to doubt that, but it's possible. I mean, tribal behavior has been known to happen to people. Another theory is that she was involved in a scandal with Overstock.com, where she used to work. Their CEO had resigned, blaming political espionage. Erin had visited some friends from Overstock while on this trip, and it's thought that she was involved in that scandal somehow. It's a possibility. An eco-terrorist group has claimed responsibility for Erin's death, and that of another tech CEO from California who was kidnapped from his home and found dead the next day. But this has obviously not been verified, and there is not any real evidence for it. The most popular theory, we're in the Matrix. Erin figured it out and was removed from the simulation that we were all stuck in. But I don't know. Erin figured it out. Whoa, I just popped up our actual video.
Oh, why? Why? What happened there? That's a rookie mistake.
I know. It was from when I
posted the Matrix.
I posted the link earlier and I left the live video up for YouTube. It was on, but it wasn't playing. For some reason. We flipped into the Matrix, Steve, right there.
I think we did.
The whole time. The whole fucking time. But the big thing with this one that I noticed in all the stuff that I looked into, there was like her family, her husband, everyone is adamant that she had no mental problems of any kind. Like there was no drugs, like no nothing. Like they are baffled. But
I find the strangest part, the part that the mystery behind what killed her exactly, or it's not being said what killed her.
Right.
What are the only natural cause of death is age.
Yeah.
She didn't die of old age.
No. She didn't have progeria.
So the other things that classify under natural causes are like, heart attack, stroke, things like that. So why wouldn't they just name what it was?
or what it was that. Go ahead, Katie.
She did have a thyroid disorder that she had been treating, and they touched on that a little bit, but nothing in the autopsy really pointed to that being her cause of death. So it's not really talked about all that much. But her blood samples also were not of good enough quality to really be able to look into that because she was, in her car for 5 days. So that is a point to look at.
How long was she? So she was. Did it say like how long she had been dead?
I never found anything specific, but it was assumed that she had died that night that she had gone missing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think
we
that
don't
is an
know
assumption.
that. See that?
Right.
That's
Well-
the thing, because what it sounds like is she went to a seminar, met some dude on the road, had a few too many drinks, probably did some cocaine, had never done it before, freaked out, and eventually died after coming down, and the cocaine was out of her system because, certain drugs don't stay in your bloodstream very long. So if they tested, they wouldn't
Yeah,
have
but-
found
but-
like drugs.
But I think nowadays with the panels that they have, Matt, like they can do hair follicle tests, and like stuff like cocaine can't.
Right, but did they do a hair follicle test?
Right, that's the thing. Do that shit. Like,
I'm gonna guess they did because they went out of their way to say that there was no drugs found and all that stuff. So I would guess.
I'm gonna guess that they didn't because it's more money and like she didn't have a history of drug use.
yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying, even though my plausible explanation is far fetched, it's not as far fetched as the Matrix took her out.
I think I'm more into the Matrix now, Matt. I
do
like the Matrix.
It is an odd story, and the fact that she was there for several days.
But
and
here's the
years-
thing: the fact that she actually said it's a thought experiment, we're in the Matrix. That's the thing that gets me about the whole thing. Like, it's not, and while she seemed manic or strange, I wouldn't say manic because I don't think that her family said that, but that she just sounded strange. The fact that she said that to them, like that's the weird part to me. Like, I don't know. It just seems really odd. It's an odd one. It
Well,
doesn't.
and she was involved with that brain interface company,
Right.
and that's what a lot of people theorize too, that she was kind of involved in that niche
world.
of Silicon Valley. So
Maybe that's the thought experiment she was talking about, and not actually humanity as a whole.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a very when I went into this one, it just was really it was one of those troubling ones. I was just like, huh? What? Huh? We're in the Matrix? What? Where's Neo? That's what I was wondering.
What bothers me about this whole story is they had the pings from the cell phone. They knew the area she was in, and when they found the car, it was in the same area. It was in that neighborhood. Why did it take so long, and why didn't anybody know she was there?
Yeah, the thing that really gets me is the neighborhood, the people in the neighborhood. They were like, even the people in the neighborhood were saying it's after her body was found, we're like, this is strange. Like, this is a pretty tight knit neighborhood. It's strange that we never noticed that her car was sitting there.
Then how do we know it was?
I'm gonna guess in retrospect,
Because because people had said, oh yeah, it had been sitting there for a few days, but we just never.
And they did notice it. They
Right,
just
they
didn't
did,
think anything of it.
Right. Well, here's the thing. That was the thing. They were like, normally, because that's what they said. All the people were like, normally we would have like taken notice of it. Like,
Well, the
more
Matrix
of
shut the worry off. I mean,
What's that?
the Matrix programmers just shut off
yeah.
their worry factor.
Well, they had 2 black cats run by, so they didn't have
Right.
to fucking pay attention to the car. I mean, Agent Smith walked by and was just like, fucking, boom, you're done. It's all over. I don't know.
I mean, it's really weird, but I'm thinking about like I've probably heard at least 10 people in my life say the same exact thing, and they're not dead.
That we're in the Matrix?
Yeah. So,
Well, that's because they saw the fucking movie.
no, I'm just saying there's people out there that believe. I mean, we've talked about, we've done shows on it where,
Oh,
you know, there's some really big name people that think this is all a big sim and they're not dead.
well, there is that possibility, like out
But
of all the
maybe she had
possibilities
proof.
of things. What's that?
Maybe she had proof that it's a big simulation, and the other people who just say it.
Could be.
And that's why they're not dead.
Maybe.
She figured out the answer, and you
I
can't
don't-
figure out the answer because if you figure out the answer, you're removed from the program.
So don't think about it.
So don't figure out the answer.
Yeah.
Would you want to? That meant you're removed. Well, maybe something else happens to you after you're out of the matrix.
Steve,
I don't know.
I'm
I
pretty
never think
sure this is how it happens. Okay, I'm gonna show you how it happens. When this is how you get out of the matrix. Lawrence Fishburne or Larry Fishburne shows up and he puts out two hands and he says, "You can take the fucking red pill or the fucking blue pill." That's how you get out of the matrix, Steve.
Okay.
You take the red pill.
I guess it's kind of a relief though, because if this story is true, she did say this is a thought experiment. That means we're not simulations.
This is so, but if it's a thought experiment, then what's that?
We're sitting somewhere plugged into a machine and they're running thought experiments on us by putting
All
us
of
in
us?
different simulated scenarios.
Maybe there's
That
just
doesn't
one of
make
us.
us a simulation.
Maybe there's only one of us, and we've imagined it all.
There's just one person in existence and like some really smart alien that just wants to fuck with them.
Wait, there's one person in existence experiencing all of us
Yes.
Yeah.
simultaneously.
Including the people that that person doesn't know or ever come in contact with.
Imagine if that person could feel every orgasm that's going on at like once. That'd be pretty intense.
Okay.
That'd be pretty crazy. Let's take this down a horrible road. No, I mean, seriously though, I don't know what this is. These questions have been asked for fucking centuries.
Whenever a tech
what they
CEO
do.
goes to a seminar and leaves babbling, it's all fake, man. Like freaking out to her parents and then ends up dead a few days later. That's disturbing.
It is disturbing. I mean, but this is what I want to know, Matt. Did she walk on hot coals at that seminar before she said this?
Maybe.
These are the things I want to know.
Was it one of those one
she
seminars
go
where they
into one
take
of
that
those
drug?
Did they go into a sweat lodge? Did they
Yeah.
fucking, that can fuck people up. We've seen this happen before.
That's the big thing for like rich tech people now is to go to like South America and do those.
Oh, ayahuasca and shit.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first thing I thought of, was that maybe she did like an ayahuasca trip, or that she did some mushrooms. Because listen, in Silicon Valley, it is well known that they are regularly microdosing mushrooms and LSD. A lot of the the tech people out there have been doing it for a while. It's like a thing. Low dosages of psilocybin or LSD, and it makes people more alert and fucking I don't know. I've heard
what else is kind of weird is if they determined, if the autopsy report, coroner, whoever determined that it was a natural cause death and that she had just suffered some sort of mental breakdown episode, there's no reason to do an investigation.
Yeah. Yeah, like what?
Nobody knew her from the seminar, attended the seminar with her, saw her go through the mental breakdown, like nothing.
She was perfectly normal.
Dean had a friend who died in one of those white guy shaman sweat lodges.
Wet lodge. I want to go to the wet lodge.
Wet lodge. If I could fucking talk tonight. Everybody in it suffocated. Wow.
Why wouldn't you just get out of
Open the towel?
All right,
walk out?
All right, wait a minute. Jet sex. All right, jet sex. Fuck off. To feel all orgasms, try heroin. No, I'm good. Really.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that
I'm
one.
an opiate addict. Thanks. You
But
fucking
jet
moron.
sex, Chris is working on a new podcast.
Yeah, and if you'd like to talk about your addictions, I'd be happy to discuss them with you. Yeah, it's fucking people. I swear. Like, and he has to make it a point, Matt, to talk about Steve in the comments
Praises me.
every single fucking time he makes a comment.
I'm his idol.
I guess
I mean, I don't blame him. But
I do. Every fucking time.
yeah, but he does. He loves me,
Yeah.
or she. I don't know.
Whatever.
Actually have no idea.
We don't know.
Jet sex sounds like a guy.
I'm sober for 4 years. Well, you can still talk about your addiction that you had.
Yes. Please.
Yeah.
It'd actually make a good show.
Yeah. Tell me all about it. And you can tell me how much I suck on the show and
How much I'm not.
how much Steve is amazing. I'd be more than willing to have that discussion because I know Steve.
And he is amazing.
He's fucking he's everything you say and more. But yeah, I came across that story and I thought it was really cool. It was an interesting little one that we should go over and check out because I mean, now I think it's interesting. Does it beg the question of what the fuck's going on? Yeah, maybe. Maybe she just fucked up and did something stupid. Maybe she had an experience she didn't understand. Or maybe she fucking saw that we live in the Matrix. I don't know. I'm not gonna like wager I'm not gonna wager a guess on something that I don't fucking know. Like, this is the facts of the matter are pretty much what we stated, I guess. I mean, I don't know if there's any other facts. Katie might have missed something. Every once in a while she does. She's pretty fucking thorough, though.
Pretty thorough.
Well, to be fair, this week I did my research on my cell phone, so I didn't dive quite as deep.
She's had a rough one. So
I would suggest that if there were more people who had the same experience at the same time, it would be a lot more convincing.
Oh, when she did?
Just because it's just one person, it's just a story at that point.
Okay.
But if there were 3 or 4 or 5, then you got something.
Yeah.
All attended that same conference or whatever.
I was pretty intrigued by that Overstock.com thing and their CEO, but with me looking at news articles, I didn't dig.
From what I had read and what I had seen about that, she was pretty entrenched in that Overstock thing. Like, not so much scandal, but in the company.
Right.
Like, that's how she made her start. That's how she got started with her company.
Right.
Yes.
So it begs questions of like corporate stuff. It begs questions of, like I said, did this woman have a first time experience on some psychedelics that she could not handle? And that made her go, I saw this movie. This is what I relate it to. I don't know.
What type of psychedelic or other type of drug would cause the symptoms that she
DMT.
had? With death.
If I was to guess something that she used that would make her think that she was in the Matrix, I would go DMT.
But
I would go meth.
Does that result in
Meth.
death? And
Do you know how many meth heads I've been around that have said that shit?
Really?
Dude, every
never-
tweaker out there starts freaking out thinking some crazy conspiracy
Yeah,
shit.
but they go into like paranoid shit. Like, but that
Calling your parents and saying it's all a thought experiment. We're living in the Matrix. That sounds pretty paranoid.
But meth heads, like, it takes them a while. Like, they start off pretty.
Not if you've never done it before and somebody just doses you with it.
yeah, I would guess that she had no idea what was going on.
I mean, to me, like, it doesn't even have to be anything like that. Like, how many potheads have you sat around and had the same conversation with? Like, yeah, while you're high, like, yeah, man, it's all of the Matrix, man. It's
Oh,
all
but yeah,
fake, man. We're living
usually
in
if
an
we're doing
alternate
that, though,
reality.
truly
usually if we're
believe it.
doing that though, it's just we're being stupid.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't
but
truly believe it.
like if you like aren't used to drugs,
Right.
you know, and you
That's
start
true.
freaking out, having an anxiety
You
attack.
go to California, you smoke some California weed. You never smoked some
Yeah.
California weed.
I mean, she also said that she was low on gas, so she was going to miss her plane. You're not going to miss your plane because you got to take 5 minutes to get some gas in your car.
Yeah. The whole it's very weird story. Very strange story.
Driving around in circles in the same neighborhood sounds like looking for a gas station and doesn't know where the hell she's at and is confused, and
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just like there are explanations. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there's not explanations. I'm just saying I don't know which one is the right one.
Well, I hope it's whatever one isn't. We're living in the Matrix, because this shit freaks me out.
Matrix is the wrong one.
You don't want to bust out and eat the fucking shitty cream of wheat in the fucking ship?
I just don't like the idea in general that I'm not real.
For posterity's sake.
No, you're still real. You just have a thing plugged into the back of your head.
Yeah.
You just slide down the shit tube.
Not real.
You gotta slide down the fucking shit tube.
I'm not really sitting here right now. That freaks me out. And you know, another thing that's kind of funny to me is like, this is like a popular theory among tech people about the whole simulation thing. A lot of
I think they like it because it
it's
ties into like their like
right
their thing.
But it's also the exact definition of God.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So, like, what if the Christians and other religions out there were just explaining the Matrix the best way they could at the time?
That's a possibility.
So maybe it is all real.
Could be.
You know? Either way, I like to think that I have control of my own decisions and it's not just determined by somebody else.
We all like to. I saw a movie called Tron once.
Yeah.
You know, and that was just the beginning, man.
It was just the beginning.
It's just the tip of the fucking iceberg.
I'm pretty sure that viruses and computers don't look like that.
Yeah. No. And the stories that I like though along those lines, like that take you down that, like, have you ever read William Gibson's Neuromancer?
No.
Yeah, that's that credited with like starting the cyberpunk genre. It really interesting book. That and like Ghost in the Shell are pretty much where the Matrix has its roots in, you know. But
and when you start thinking about some of the weird shit that people experience, like, it all could fit into this.
It could it makes sense in that sense. But again, we've always had life as we've had it. And you know, we've said this many times before, Matt. We're never going to get a solid answer.
No.
Like no one's going to lay a book down, open it up to page whatever, and be like, "This is the fucking
Here you
way."
Go.
It's not happening.
And then even if they did, you'd be like, "Nah."
Well, no. Even if they did, you'd have some asshole from fucking somewhere who would say that.
Yeah.
That ain't how it is. But yeah, so I don't know if we're living in the Matrix, folks. It's an interesting thought. It's a thought experiment.
It sure would explain a lot of things, at least this year. I mean, some of the weird.
I wish the game devs would be a little bit kinder to me.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Could they fucking lighten up on the DLC updates?
Yeah, could I get some power-ups or something?
Fuck. Jesus. Like, thanks for adding the weed delivery. You know, at least
for that. Although in my coding, you know, having weed cause anxiety attacks wasn't real cool to do if you're going to just legalize it later.
Yeah, exactly.
Bastards.
Those motherfuckers. But on that note, I'm gonna fucking wrap this little bitch up. This has been the Fortean Slip, episode 140. We're in the Matrix. Are we? I don't know. If you like this shit, hit the little thumbs up button. If you don't, hit that little thumbs down button. It doesn't bother me at all if you do. Leave a comment and subscribe. Check out old Matt Knapp at youtube.com/Bigfoot Crossroads and youtube.com/Cryptid Tales. Check us out over at anchor.fm/the Fortean Slip. You can check out our old episodes there. And you can also check out the episodes of Slip Into the Night. Check out old Phil Poling over at youtube.com/Peric Breakdown. I saw, didn't he break down the on-away photo recently? Or was
Sure
that
he
an
did.
old one that he did?
Yes.
No, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assisted.
Oh.
Ooh.
Matt with the assist. Was it a layup?
Assist.
Like, did you like set him?
Oh, it was an alley oop. I mean,
Okay. All right. Good.
He did the dunking part, right? You did
Right.
the tossing.
Yeah. Matt did all the heavy lifting, I'm going to assume. Okay. So go check out all the
gets all
heavy
the
lifting
glory.
that Matt did
he gave me credit on the video.
on the on-away photo. I haven't checked it out yet.
I got the information from somebody else. It doesn't really matter.
But on Phil Polling's channel, that's youtube.com/Para Breakdown. As always, check out our good friend Dred Funn at youtube.com/Dred Funn and dredfun.com. Fred just did Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan. That was fucking awesome. And if you haven't checked out any of his work, go check him out. Find him on Instagram. Check him out on Facebook. Order a fucking something from him. Order some fucking work from him. He's got prints. He can do custom work. Order some shit from Fred. Fred's a great artist.
He can draw a better penis and balls than
fucking Matt's stepson. That is absolute for sure. If you commission Fred to draw you a cock and balls, I guarantee you that is going to look like a real cock and balls.
If that's what you want. Unless you want a caricature.
Yes, if you would like it to look cartoonish, he can do that.
You
But
just
I
gave
will
me an
guarantee-
idea for a Sweetwater Legend t-shirt.
As always, check out our good friends over at High Society Radio, and they're over at gasdigitalnetwork.com, and you can find them wherever you find your podcasts. We will be back next week. We do not have a show topic currently. I was going to go over that with everybody after the show, but we will be back next week with something. In July, I will be taking a Sunday off to go. I'm going to be going to New York to celebrate my cousin's son graduated, and they're having a big party. So we're going down there for that. So I will not be doing the show that week. I'm shutting everything off that week. I'm not doing anything. And it looks like I got puppies coming at some point. Yeah, fuck off, Steve. So if seriously, if anybody is close to where I live in Maine, and if you are interested, I am going to be getting rid of the puppies. They're going to be a boxer pit. She's a I think she's a Staffordshire Terrier. But they're going to be a mix. The father's a boxer. So if anybody's interested in there, anywhere near where I'm at. I am going to be getting rid of the puppies as soon as humanly possible. Because I can't really have, a bunch of dogs. So, yeah. And we'll see you guys on the flip side until whenever. See ya.